Distinguished guests, dear friends, it is a great pleasure to join you via video link and together commemorate the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. First, let me pay tribute to all friends who have made important contributions to justice and peace. 80 years ago, the Chinese people, together with the American people and all forces for justice around the world, completely defeated the fascist powers with unbreakable will and heroic resistance. Memories of history will not fade with the passage of time, and the great truth resounds even more strongly today, that justice will prevail, peace will prevail, and people will prevail. 80 years later, it is more important than ever for us to take history as our guide, take lessons from World War II, draw wisdom and inspiration from the remarkable victory of the World Anti-Fascist War, hold high the banner of justice, and jointly create a future of peace. To advance the cause of justice, we need to uphold a correct historical perspective on World War II. China was a pioneer in resisting against fascist aggression. In 1931, China fired the first shot in the World Anti-Fascist War and opened the world's first large-scale anti-fascist front. As the pillar of the main Eastern battlefield, China made significant contributions to the World Anti-Fascist War with 14 years of tenacious fighting and the tremendous sacrifice of 35 million lives. US President Franklin D. Roosevelt pointed out that if not for China, the war would have taken a far different course. The history of aggression should not be denied, distorted, or even whitewashed. Facing the resurgence of historical nihilism and revisionism, all people who uphold justice and peace should come together to firmly defend the historical truth inscribed with life and blood. To advance the cause of justice, we need to safeguard the post-war international order. 80 years ago, it was right here that China and the United States initiated together the San Francisco Conference as major victorious nations of World War II and discussed founding the United Nations. The preamble of the UN Charter, opening with the goal to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, embodies the aspiration of humanity to reflect on wars, uphold justice, and pursue peace. Over the past 8 decades, the international system with the UN at its core has secured overall peace of the post-war world and promoted global development and progress. Today, however, the Cold War mentality and power politics are haunting the world again. The might is right law of the jungle is staging a comeback. Peace and development deficits remain acute, and instabilities and uncertainties are on the rise. All people with vision in the world need to stand firmly on the right side of history, champion the purposes and principles of the UN Charter, and practice true multilateralism. To advance the cause of justice, we also need to nurture people-to-people friendship. In the flames of war, the Chinese and American people fought shoulder to shoulder for the shared ideal and left behind countless stories of courage and sacrifice, such as the Flying Tigers, the Doolittle Raid Rescue Operation, the Hump Route, the Stilwell Road, and many more. The friendship forged between our peoples in blood and fire has been passed down from generation to generation and keeps flourishing. When our centenarian Flying Tigers veteran visited China, he was greeted with a warm homecoming welcome. The descendants of the rescued Doolittle Raiders expressed their gratitude to the courageous Chinese people many times. The future depends on the youth. In recent years, about 650,000 young people from nearly 100 schools in both our countries have joined the Flying Tigers Friendship Schools and Youth Leadership programs to reaffirm their shared commitment to justice. In July this year, at the World Youth Conference for Peace in Beijing, more than 3,000 youth representatives from over 140 countries and regions, including China and the US, jointly sounded a clarion call for Together for Peace. The people of our two countries should stay undaunted by the headwinds of political correctness, dispel the gloom of the chilling effect, and foster greater warmth through reaching out to and connecting hearts with each other. Dear friends, history is a mirror, helping us observe the present. 8 decades ago, China and the US fought side by side against fascist aggression. Today, as the world's two largest economies and permanent members of the UN Security Council, our two countries share a special and significant responsibility for world peace, stability, and prosperity, and should all the more demonstrate the vision and play our role as major countries. Under the leadership of President Xi Jinping and President Donald Trump, let us join hands to sail the giant ship of China-US relations forward along the route of steady, sound, and sustainable development, and work together with people around the world to create a better future of lasting peace and shared prosperity. Thank you very much.